students, welcome to my channel. Students, today we are going to focus on first chapter of organic chemistry. Let us study what organic chemistry is all about. Organic chemistry is nothing but the study of carbon containing compounds. So, the obvious next question is, among so many elements that we have in a periodic table, what is so unique about carbon that an entire branch of chemistry has been assigned to the study of carbon containing compounds? So let us see what is actually so special about carbon and what are its peculiarities. So children, as you can see, carbon compounds, they have maximum catenation capacity. They are tetravalent in nature. They show isomerism. They have a tendency to form multiple bonds and they show allotropy. Okay. Now, we'll see step by step each points in detail. Now, the first point, that is catenation. Now, maximum catenation capacity. First, we'll try to understand the meaning of catenation. Now, what is catenation? Now, catenation is the linkage of atoms of same elements to form longer chain. Okay, catenation is what, children? Catenation is essentially the ability to form links with different atoms of same element to form longer chain. Carbon has high catenation due to number of reasons mentioned here. Let us examine each of these reasons and understand how it contributes to a high catenation tendency of carbon. The first reason is tetravalency. Now, what is tetravalency? Now, we know, children, carbon, the atomic number of carbon is what, children? It is, the atomic number of carbon is 6. So, I can write down the 2 electrons in the inner shell and 4 electrons in the outermost shell. From here, I can say that carbon, it has 4 electron in its outermost shell. Okay. I can also write down the electronic configuration as 1s2, 2s2 and then 2p2. Okay. So, both are my electronic configuration of carbon. So, from here, I can say the valency of carbon is tetravalent in nature. Now, the next reason is small atomic size. Now, we can see that carbon, it has a very small atomic size. But as we go down the group, the atomic size increases. Now, let us look into the third point, which is very, very important. Over here, we can see that it has less diffused p orbitals. Okay. S and p orbitals are much less diffused as compared to dn of orbitals which are found in higher elements. So, the less diffused orbital is stronger bond is formed with other atoms. So, here it's the p diffused orbitals essentially contributing to high catenation tendency of carbon. Simple? So, children, after examining the first 3 points, we can definitely say that carbon-carbon bond formation. Okay, this is my carbon-carbon bond formation is highly favored. That a carbon-carbon bond is more stable. Okay, it is what? It is very stable or more stable. Simple? Okay. So, there are also other elements that exhibit catenation. Yes, children, there are other elements that exhibit catenation tendency. There are silicon, phosphorus and sulfur who show catenation. But we are going to study about them in inorganic chapters. Now, there are carbon containing compounds which are not organic in nature. We can see few carbon containing compounds like carbonate, I can write down carbonate CO3 2 minus, or I can also write down Cn minus cyanide group, or I can also write down the allotropes of carbon like diamond or graphite. Okay, so these are not my organic compound, though they contain carbon atoms. Simple. So to summarize what we have studied till now, we have studied about definition of organic chemistry. We have learned about catenation, what is catenation, and why carbon, they have a high catenation tendency. We have also seen carbon compounds which are not organic in nature. Okay children, so let us focus now more on tetravalency of carbon. Now when I talk about tetravalency, we should know that carbon, it has a tendency to form multiple bonds. Now what do you mean by multiple bonds? Carbon, it can form more than one bond. Okay, so I have written carbon over here. It can form double bond on both the sides. Same way it can form carbon-carbon double bond. Now just check whether my valency of carbon is satisfied. Yes, of course. In the first carbon, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Second carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same way, I can also form carbon-carbon triple bond. Carbon, triple bond, and then single bond. So in all the cases, we can see that carbon valency is satisfied and carbon has what? It has a tendency to form multiple bonds. Okay children, carbon compounds, they show isomerism. Now what do you mean by isomerism? Isomerism is nothing but it is a phenomenon in which the compound, it shows same molecular formula but different structural formula. Now talking about allotropy, allotropy we are going to study in inorganic compound. Okay, allotropy is what children? It is the phenomenon in which an element exists in more than one state. Okay, so this was everything related to carbon compounds. Now children, let us focus on hydrocarbon. Let us try to understand the different word roots, their formula and structures, as well as their namings. Now we are going to study very basic hydrocarbon, that is alkane. Alkanes are nothing but they are saturated hydrocarbon containing carbon-carbon single bond. Okay. Now before proceeding towards the structure, we should know the word roots. Now what basically word roots are? Now we'll try to understand about word root. Now listen children, if I have a one carbon present in a compound, the word root uses meth. Second, if I have two carbon, the word root used is eth. 3 carbon, prop. 4 carbon, bute. 5 carbon, pent. 6 carbon, hex. 7 carbon, hept. 8 carbon, oct. 9 carbon, non. 10 carbon, dec. Is that clear children? Okay. Now let us focus on alkanes. If I have a one carbon, so definitely this carbon, it is going to bond to 4 different hydrogen, because we know the valency of carbon is 4. So the naming will become methane. Simply add ane as a suffix to word root meth. Next is eth. Eth indicates 2 carbon which are linked to each other by single bond. Why single bond children? Because we are studying about alkane which are saturated hydrocarbons. So over here you can see the first carbon. With respect to first carbon, the valency is satisfied. It has how many bonds? 1, 2, 3, 4. That means it is tetravalent. Second carbon, again the valency is satisfied. Okay. The naming, simply you are going to add ane to eth. So it will give me ethane. Likewise, you can write down till 10. You can write down the structure for all the alkanes. Okay. So the last compound over here, 10 carbon containing alkane will give me decane. Is this clear children? So children, this was everything related to basic of organic compound. I hope children you enjoyed my lecture. If you have any doubt, you can write down in the comment box. And do not forget to subscribe and like my channel. See you in the next lecture.